Hey there, it's JohnBerry555 and welcome to my review of the third episode of Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3. The episode being, of course, Mining the Mind's Mines. Whew, that is a bit of a tongue twister. But it really does describe what's going on in the A-plot, which, just to recap, is basically a bunch of psychic mines need to be demined and stored, but what's actually going on, spoilers obviously, is the scientists and the native silicon aliens are working together to steal Starfleet secrets. So they're mining people's minds for information, all that. But I really want to talk about the B plot. This is about as far as Tindy, of course. And what's going on mainly is she's essentially doing senior science officer training. So the idea is eventually going to be leveling up and all that. And of course, the mentor that's assigned to her is the ship's counselor, who nobody seems to like. And this has been a running joke throughout the entirety of the series so far. But yeah, it just seems like nobody likes the counselor, whose name I can't even forget. But he's an avian type alien, so a bird basically. But yeah, and so at one point in the episode, Tindy gets discouraged. So where does she go? She goes to sickbay, and where Dr. Tiana actually gives her some pretty good advice. And at the very end, she's talking, with her mentor again, the assigned mentor, and basically he's patting himself on the back, but back when Tindy says that she has a good mentor, but that's not who Tindy's talking about. She's talking about Dr. Tiana. Maybe not her official assigned mentor, but in terms of actually giving her good advice, it's Dr. Tiana, which in some ways actually does make a lot of sense. Sometimes the people who give you the best advice are those who are not looking to essentially pat themselves on the back, just sees that you can do this and tells you just what you need to get it done, to give that right motivation, not to make them look better, but because they're making you better. And that's essentially, I think, what's going here. That is pretty much why I like the B plot more than I do the A plot. Even though the A plot actually has more comedy. There's some comedy in the B plot too. But I would say this for sure. The jokes I would say are probably better in the A plot, but the B plot has more heart, and I really do appreciate it. In many ways, while Lower Decks is a comedy, is bearing some similarities to MASH, which started out as a comedy, and a lot of the humor comes mostly from, character interactions rather than things in the background. So that does play a role, but really what I'm seeing kind of the same thing as MASH. As the show goes longer on, they're going to more and more drama and mixed in with that comedy, which gives it a very different tone than pure comedies. And in some ways that makes sense. The drama makes the comedy funnier because it gives you, it lightens you up. And then I remember this is just not, I haven't got this yet in Lower Decks, but there was a moment in MASH where you're going, it's hilarious, it's funny, and on a dime it switches to drama. The emotions that are able to be created that way. I suspect Lower Decks will probably do something that truly, probably in a season finale, but if Lower Decks does that, I think it could easily be one of the greatest comedy shows ever done. I really do think that's how you do good comedy shows. You have to have that drama because it makes the comedy more important, but the comedy also makes the drama more important. It uplifts everything. And I hope Lower Decks gets to that point. It's not quite there yet. It's, in honesty, probably more like Hogan's Heroes than MASH, in terms of comedy, but it has that potential, and I do hope they use that potential and get to that point. Though I should talk about some of the funny gags in the A plot. We had callbacks to the animated series. We have callbacks just to silly character fantasies and all that. Though confirmation that Mariner and Jen are in some form of relationship. Though it is definitely, we haven't seen that on screen, just in with the psychic minds projecting their fantasies. So we don't quite know how it's going in the actual story, but definitely we know Mariner does have some reservations about at least commitments, which I think is very fitting for her character, where it took basically all of season 1 and 2 for her to truly admit to her friendships with her own friends. Sure, she was always friendly with them, but we acknowledge that those friendships are important to her. That took a long time to admit. It took a long time for her to admit of her own relationship to her mother and how important that was to her. It took her forever to do that. So it actually does reveal something important about Marina's character that we have just not seen yet, and I have a feeling we're going to get some more exploration in the future. So far in this season, we've gotten Mariner character development, Boimler character development, and Tindy character development. And that's pretty much, episode 1 was very much Mariner. Episode 2 had Mariner, but it had a lot for Boimler too, in fact more for Boimler. And episode 3 was Tindy. So I hope next episode is Rutherford. I hope he gets the character development he really needs. And I have a feeling his character development probably going to be maybe some of the most tragic. It's probably going to involve his cybernetic implant and why he has it. So it'll be very interesting to see how that develops. But that's my prediction for episode 4, wherever this story may be. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comment section down below. What did you think of this episode? I would love to hear from you. So thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, feel free to like, upvote, share, subscribe, follow, heart. You know the drill. Check out the links down below. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. Live long and prosper.